Hello, my beautiful friend. Happy Friday, yoga day. I'm trying to figure out, sorry. So obviously I moved and this isn't the typical yoga space, but we're just feeling it out. I think we did yoga here last week and it worked out well. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best angle. Like maybe I should just do it straight on, but whatever. How are you doing? Tell me how you're doing. Tell me what's up with your life. Sorry, I'm totally prepared. I'm just trying to figure out logistically what's going on here. There we go. We're doing Ashtanga today. So an Ashtanga is like a traditional yoga practice passed down from generation to generation, teacher to teacher, and I think my teacher's teacher was taught by Patabi Joyce, or my teacher's teacher was taught by Patabi Joyce, something like that. So I'm not that far down the line, but it's still really exciting. So tell me if you have anything in particular you want to work on today. Tell me if you want to be more. I mean, Ashtanga is not very chill, but you know how to take it down a notch if it's not for you. You know how to take it up a notch if you want to do more work. And yeah. I got these shorts from Diamond D Apparel. They're amazing. And then whenever you're ready, let's get started. So we'll start in mountain pose, and I'm gonna figure out if this is like good here. Let's see. Thank you. Hi, Katie. All right, so we'll start in mountain pose today. Go ahead and bring your feet together. And before you start, I want you to like open your toes and really grip onto the earth as if they were little fingers. And I want you to activate your legs, starting from the very bottoms of your feet all the way going up. So I activated my inner thighs and I lifted up in the arches of my feet. And then moving that awareness up, start engaging your quads, your core, and stand up really, really nice and tall as if someone was holding a string at the top of your head. Nice. Go ahead and put your hands out, either like this in front of you, or you can make Anjali Mudra with your hands together. And I want you to just take a couple moments like this, just really breathing in the pose and finding power here. You can close your eyes and allow your awareness to center. Allow your breathing to become deep and heavy, slow and smooth. Maybe you ask yourself, why did I come to yoga today? Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'm going to start us off with the opening chant for this practice. This is a very traditional practice. You don't have to say it or anything. You can just allow the words to flow into you and bring you some energy for your practice today. It always starts with the sound of Om. So if you want to Om with me, you may. Otherwise, just go ahead and listen up. Take a deep breath in. Vande Gurunam Charanarvinde Sandra Shirsa Svatma Sukha Bhavode Nishreyase Jangalikaya Aimane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantiaye Abalu Puruchakaram Shanta Chakrasi Darinam Sahasram Sirsam Svetam Pramami Patanjalim. On the next breath in, take both arms out and up, palms touch the top. Exhale, fold all the way forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, lift Lift up halfway, flat spine, Ardha Uttanasana, and then exhale, fold, plant the hands, walk back to high plank pose. Shift your weight forward and back a little bit. Beginning to warm up the wrists and the calves. And then the next time your weight is shifted forward over the wrist, you can place your knees down and come down through a chaturanga. Elbows go back. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. So in this practice, we're going to stay in down dog for 5 breaths. We'll move through a couple of sun salutation A's and sun salutation B's. While you're in this pose, really firmly press the ground away with your pointer finger knuckle. Pressing into the balls of the feet, lifting up in those inner arches of the feet like you did in mountain pose. Core is engaged. On the next breath in, look between the hands. You can hop, step, or walk up to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. On the next breath in, reach the arms out and up, palms touch to the top. Then exhaling, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. So we'll do this a couple more times. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, walk back, high plank pose. Exhale, low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Keep your core engaged in this up dog, and then exhaling, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths. If you want to wiggle around in your down dog by bending one knee or maybe both knees, or maybe lifting up high on the toes, you may. In this traditional practice, we don't move around as much, but this is more of an Ashtanga Inspired flow, so I want you to still be creative with it and do what feels good for your body. One more inhale. One more exhale. And the next breath in, look between the hands. Hop, step, or walk. Up to the front of the mat. On the inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Next breath in, both arms out and up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. We'll do one more sun sal A. So inhale, arms up and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, walk back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhale, come down. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Then exhaling to a downward facing dog. We'll stay in this down dog for 5 breaths. Keep with it. Sun salutations are really awesome for us because it's a good way to get ourselves into the routine of moving in and out with the inhales and exhales. It's also a really good way to get the body warm, start letting that internal fire, that Agni inside of us. One more breath. And then on the next inhale, look between the hands, hop, step, or walk up to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Next breath in, reach both arms out and up. And exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. We're going to move to sun salutation B now. So that starts with chair pose. So moving in, and Ashtanga chair is a little different. So our hands are together and our legs aren't really as low. Our hips aren't as low. So take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. exhale, fold, plant the hands, walk back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One deep breath here. And on the next breath in, take the right foot, plant it between the hands, warrior one. Both hands come together, make sure that your hips are facing forward. And then exhale, plant the hands down, right foot to the back of the mat, plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog on the inhale, and then exhaling, downward facing dog. One deep breath. And after that breath, plant the left foot between the hands. Moving into warrior one on the other side, really pressing into the ground with the outer blade edge of the right foot. Hands up, gaze up. Exhaling, come down, plant the hands, left foot to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhaling to downward facing dog. And then we stay here for 5 breaths. You can invite some movement here if that feels good for you. Maybe your arms are a little bit tired. Maybe you want to take a child's pose. Maybe you want to do some hip circles, moving a little bit left and right. Maybe ask your body, what do I need today? We'll stay here for just a couple more moments. And then the next breath in, look between the hands, hop, step, or jump, up to the front of the mat. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold. On the next breath, take both the arms up, chair pose, Bujapidasana, and then exhale, mountain pose, Samstiti. We'll do another sun selfie, because we're just having so much fun with sun salutations. Actually, before we move into that, go ahead and take your feet about hip distance apart. Kind of just rock your arms side to side. Allow them to be really jello-y. I want to make sure that we're having fun. We do want to get the body warm. We're doing kind of a traditional practice today, but it is Fun Friday. So just kind of allow this to just be a little relaxing. Maybe you're giving your arms a little extra love because down dog gets hard and you don't have arm strength. So whenever you're ready, hop the feet together. We got one more sun salutation beat to do, and then we'll move on, okay? So, yeah, that's right. I like that. Smile. I want to see you smiling. Moving into chair pose. I like to touch my fingers down first. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull your heart through in this lift. And then exhale, fold, plant the hands, rock back, high plank pose. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, strong core. Exhale, downward facing dog. The bottom of this exhale, place the right foot between the hands. Sun selfie goes really fast. And place those arms up. Warrior one. On the exhale, place the hands back down, other side. Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Nice strong inhale. On the exhale, left foot between the hands. Coming up, warrior one on the other side. Gaze up at the palms. Then exhale, hands plant. Move it back. One more vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, Bujapidasana. When you get there, take a deep breath in, lift high on the toes. Then exhale, draw the heels down off the ground. We'll do that again. Inhale, lifting high on the toes. Exhale, audible exhale through the mouth. Bring the heels back down. Awesome. We got just one more breath here. Try to ask yourself, where is my awareness being focused in the body? Where is my awareness being focused in the body? Go ahead and look between the hands, bend the knees, hop, step, or jump up to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, leading with the heart. Exhale, folding forward. Chair pose, take the hands up, bend the knees. And exhale, mountain pose. Salasthiti. All right, next we're gonna move into a little forward fold action. So go ahead and take your hands on your hips. We're gonna make a little hop. So our feet are about hip distance apart here. Take a nice strong inhale. I like to take a little back bend, and I kind of like force myself to poke my booty out so that my tailbone is facing up. If I back bend here and then I fold, I know that I'm hinging at the hips as opposed to having my tailbone tucked under and rounding in the back, because that's not going to stretch my hamstrings. Okay, if you've taken classes before, you know this, but I know there's some people who are here who haven't. So we're just going to go over it all. Okay, so inhale, look up. Exhale, fold, hinge at the hips. You can keep your hands on your hips if you want to, or if you want to take your hands on the ground, if they reach, that's cool too. If you can reach your feet, take your feet fingers around your big toe. And then draw the elbows out to the side so you can use those arms to really pull and feel that traction in the back of the hamstrings. 5 breaths. And if you can't reach your feet, that's totally fine. Maybe you hold on to your legs here, and you can always bend your knees in this pose too if it means that you're going to have this tilt of the pelvis. If you can't bend because your pelvis needs to tilt back and you can bend your knees, that's still more of a proper alignment and a lengthen in my hamstring, versus if my tailbone is tucked under, I'm not getting that stretch here. And it doesn't matter how far I go because it's not the same. So it's better to be up and have your knees bent, or like this. Allow your head and neck to relax. Good. On the next breath in, lift up halfway. And then exhale, fold. Gorilla. So take both of the palms, fingers facing you, palms facing up, and slide them underneath your feet. Maybe your toes, give your wrists a little massage. And you can stay just like this if you can reach. And if you can't reach, just bend your knees a lot. And then take your elbows out. Relax the head and neck. Breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. You can come out. Release the hands, come up. And then hop your feet together. Mountain pose. All right, we're going to take the right foot to the back of the mat now. Take a big step. Take the toes towards that direction. Moving into triangle pose. So we're going to take both arms out in front of us as if we were doing warrior 2, but the front leg's not bent. Take a nice strong inhale here. And then exhale as if you were like doing on a little teapot. We're going to tilt at the pelvis sideways and bring our right hand down, left arm up to the sky. Staying here for 5 breaths. Imagine that you are pulling this. Sorry, I like it better when I can see you. Imagine that you're pulling this top hip back so that you're really flat, like you were standing between 2 walls or something. 3, 2, 1. Come up, bringing the hands where they are, and then just go ahead and switch the feet. So we're doing the same exact thing going the other way. Take a nice strong inhale. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, and then right hand down, left arm up to the sky. And then try to stay in line. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of making that little adjustment to try to keep myself flat and in line with the body. Traditionally, we stay here for 5 breaths. Then go ahead and look down, come up. We're going to switch the feet back again. This time, we're going to take revolve triangle. So take on the inhale your chest to face your front leg. So we're kind of squared away. And then exhale, place your left arm down, right arm up. Twist. Try to use your core here and lift your whole body up so you're not dumping all your weight in the bottom hand. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Come up. Other side. So we're just going to switch. Turn to face that front leg. Inhale. And then exhale. Take the right hand down. Left arm up to the sky. Twisting, twisting here. Last breath. And exhale down, up. Release. Then we're going to go ahead and jump feet together at the front of the mat. That was DT. One more time. Take that right foot to the back of the mat. And we're moving into side angle now. I don't know why. I think I should start here. Okay, there we go. Right foot to the back of the mat. Moving into side angle now. So our back leg's at a 45-degree angle. Go ahead and bend the front knee a lot. You can stay just like this with the hand on the thigh, send the left arm up to the sky. Or if you have it in your practice, you can bring your hand down to the floor. Wherever you are, try to pull this top shoulder back. Try to pull this hip back so you're really in line here. And if you've got your arm resting on your leg, don't dump into it. Try to be active and really nice and elevated, like you could lift your elbow up. Next breath, come up. Go ahead and switch legs. Side angle on the other side. Send your left arm down, right arm up. And breathe. Really keeping that core hugged in nice and tight, pulling that right hip back, left shoulder back to be in line with the body. And next breath in. Come on. Jump back to the front of your mat, feet together. Sounds continue. We've got one more. So we're going to take that right foot back. Wide-legged forward fold. And place both of your hands on your hips. Look up. Before we fold here, make sure that your toes are parallel with one another or very slightly pigeon-toed. We don't want them facing out because that's not safe for our knees. So inhale, hook your booty out. Exhale, fold. So if you know anybody who's got lower back pain, this is a really good pose for them to practice doing all the time because it relieves the pain in the lower back the more you stretch out the hamstrings and the hips. When you get there, take your head and nod a yes and no. That way you know that your head and neck is nice and relaxed. You place your fingers in line with the toes, take the elbows pointing back and gently pull so you get that traction. This is Bujapidasana 8. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And the next breath in, come up, lift up halfway. Then exhale, fold all the way down again. This time you can take peace fingers on the big toe. Draw the elbows facing out. Make sure your head and neck is relaxed again. We've mostly got our pointer finger and middle finger on the big toe. We don't have the thumb out as a kickstand, although I know a lot of people do that. It's kind of like a cheat, but there's no cheating in yoga, so whatever you do to make you feel good, as long as it feels good, it is good. And as long as you're moving with your breath. And the next breath in, lift up halfway. Exhale, go ahead and release. We're gonna come all the way up. We're gonna take our hands and interlace them behind our back. I know we skipped one. But inhale, look up. And then exhale, we're gonna fold, hinging at the hips. Allow those hands to come out and open. Breathing in and out. Where are you centering your awareness in your body? Are you focusing on your breath? Come back to this present moment. Come back to your breath. On the next breath in, you bend the knees. Come all the way up. You get there, roll the shoulders up to the ears, and exhale, bring them back and down. Inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears, and exhale, bring them back and down. Okay, we're going to take our feet, hop together, right on the mat. Sounds CTE. Sorry, my shorts keep coming up. I want you to go ahead and take your hands together now. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. I want you to find your center. I want you to find your peace. I want you to find your inner awareness. And then on the next breath, I want you to open your toes again and really grab onto the mat. And then we're going to take that right leg, bend at the knee, and hug that knee into the chest. So you can stay here just like this for 5 breaths with your knee hugged in, or you can take peace fingers around the big toe and extend that foot long. Find something across the room that's not moving. That'll be your drishti point. That'll help you keep your balance and keep your center. 3, 2, 1. Now either you've got your knee hugged in or you've got hold of the foot. Wherever you are, take that foot, open that hip out to the right. So maybe you're right here, or maybe you're right here. If you fall down, don't worry. Breathe, brush it off, keep going. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release that foot. Come back to center. We're still balancing. Extend that right leg long. Demi point through the toe, which means you're kind of like pointed, but you've got your toe flexed. Try to dial this top hip down so that it's in line with that foot a little higher. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. You can shake that left leg out. Maybe you need to do some hip circles. I love these. Take your feet hip distance apart. I like to hold this bringing it around town. This is not part of Ashtanga. This is just part of Fun Friday with me. So go ahead and switch directions. All right, good. Bring our feet back together. Mountain pose. We're going to do some balancing on the other side. So on the next breath in, really ground in the right foot as if your toes were like gripping onto the mat. And then hug that left knee into the chest. 5 breaths here. You can take the full expression, sending that left leg out. Focus on your breath. And the next breath in, if you've got the knee, just open it out to the left. If you've got the foot, extend that left foot out. If you fall, it's okay. I can't see you, so I won't laugh. I'll just laugh at me if I fall. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release that foot. Extend it long. Let go with the hand. Traditionally, we like bow to our foot. And I forgot about that today, so that's all right. Try to lift a little higher, balance left hip down, then we point to the toe. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Go ahead and release. Go ahead and shake the right leg out. Shake the left leg out. And then take a vinyasa, both arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, walk back. High plank, you can shift your weight forward and back for a second if you want to. Low plank, hug the elbows back, gaze forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll stay in this down dog for one breath. We're going to take a jump forward. Chair pose. Both hands up. Go ahead and place both hands down on the ground. Come back to a downward facing dog. You're going to plant the right foot between the hands now. Warrior one. Nice bend in the front knee. Sending that right knee out to the right. Really engaging that left leg. Core is nice and tight. Gaze up. And then go ahead and straighten that front leg. We're going to just switch. And then bend that left leg now. Taking warrior one on the other side. Really grounding into the pinky blade edge of the right foot. 3, 2, 1. Now, go ahead and release the hands. Open up to warrior two. Slow breath. Center your awareness. And then on the inhale, release that leg. We're just going to switch directions. Warrior two on the other side. Gaze over the front palm. One more breath. And then on the exhale, go ahead and cartwheel the hands down to the right foot to the back of the mat. You can lower, take a vinyasa if you want to. Exhale, downward dog. And we're going to meet seated. And I'm going to show you guys something that's really fun about Ashtanga. Is a jump through. So if you look between your hands, actually further than between your hands, you kind of want to look towards like the very front of the mat. Bend your knees a lot like we've been doing to jump to the front of our mat. We're going to jump through our hands this time. So really ground, really press the ground away with the shoulders. And I keep moving back so that you can see. And then lifting up your body by pushing through the shoulders and keeping your core really, really nice and engaged. Maybe you can think about jumping through to sit, like in a boat pose. That really helped me to think about the engagement that I needed in the core. If you have yoga blocks, it's going to be a lot easier to practice with. But it's really, really fun, especially since we do a lot of vinyasas in Ashtanga. So I kind of like facing this way better. All right, once you get there, place both of your hands down beside you. Sit up nice and tall. Very gentle tuck of the chin, but we're not looking too far down. And then activate your thighs, flex your toes so that they're facing you. And we'll breathe here. Maybe you activate your legs so much that the heels come off the ground. Core is nice and tight, everything is engaged. Pulling those collarbones away so you're like open in the heart, open in the chest. 3, 2, 1. Right, you can go ahead and release. We're going to take a vinyasa. So if you don't want to take vinyasas, if you're like, Ryan, I'm freaking tired, I don't want to do this anymore, no pressure. You can take a forward fold and a backward stretch. And then we'll move on to the next one. If you're like, no, I want more work, I want to take a vinyasa, maybe you do. Take a vinyasa. And then meet me back, seated on the mat, for the next one. And every time we do a vinyasa, you can practice your jump through. So, okay, take a nice strong inhale, and then exhale, we're going to fold forward. So Paschimottanasana, you can walk your hands slowly down, like I do. Notice my back. We're hinging at the hips like we talked about earlier, as opposed to if I just like rounded and grabbed my feet. It's completely different. I don't feel this anymore. So make sure you're leading with your heart. If you can reach your toes, maybe you pull. If you can't reach your toes, don't worry, there's no prize. If you're looking at your toes, maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I need a pedicure. Or maybe that's just me. Breathing here, there's a couple of breaths. And on the next inhale, go ahead and release. We're going to move into Janu-Sirsasana. So I kind of want to face you guys instead. There we go. So take both of your feet out in front of you. Bend the right knee, open it out to the right, and place that right foot outside or on the inside of the left thigh. Keep the thigh active. Yeah, really nice. And then just kind of square your body to that left leg. Take a nice strong inhale. And then exhale, we'll fold. So there's actually a lot that goes into the Ashtanga practice. So we skipped a couple of poses today. But like I never really get through the whole thing in an hour. So, I'm trying to get us to the fun stuff. The whole practice is fun. The more you practice Ashtanga, the more you fall in love with it, because you really see your progression more quickly because you're doing the same poses every time. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Come up. Switch legs. If you want to take a vinyasa, you can, which is just a jump through. Otherwise, meeting on the other side. Keep the right leg nice and active, toes flexed out towards the face, and press that left foot into that right thigh like they're connected there. Gentle turn of the body towards that extended leg. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, fold. Remember that your exhales can take you deeper and deeper into the pose, deeper into the asana. So just move with your breath. And on the exhales, maybe you'll find yourself taking up more space. The word pranayama is the word for breath in Sanskrit, which is like the ancient yoga language. And prana also means life force energy. So when we use our breath to get us deeper in the pose, we're actually using our breath to move the energy in the body. And that's really, really cleansing, really powerful. And you can use pranayama when you're not in your yoga practice. You can use it outside of your yoga practice. Just breathing in and breathing out. Slow, deep inhales. Full, smooth exhales. And the next breath in, come up. You can release the feet. Maybe you take a vinyasa with a jump through. Maybe you're like, no, I don't want to. And then come back to just meet us seated. You can place your hands down beside you, feet out in front of you, or if you've got your feet long and you have the full expression of Bujapidasana in your practice, you can take this as well. I'll show both variations just so that you can see it. The first variation is reverse tabletop. So we've got our feet pressing down into the ground, and we're going to press into our hands, and we're going to lift our hips up to the sky. Just let your head be relaxed. So it doesn't have to be like this because that's not very comfortable, but just allow it to be kind of neutral. I like to start with a nice strong exhale, and then effort on the inhale. So lift up the hips, head comes up to the sky, and breathe. You can stay here for 5 breaths, or maybe you take the full expression where you press into the feet, lift the hips like this. Breathing here, 3, 2, release the hips, take a jump through. And then lean back in a seated position. Just kind of sit. We're going to move into boat pose. So I want you to sit up, and I want you to take some close, pay attention to me. The way that I'm sitting right now, I'm on the front part of my sits bones. And when I come back here, I'm on the back part of my sits bones. So I want you to sit up, and I want you to feel the difference between being on the bones that are here and then being on this back part. And just take a couple moments to say like, okay, I really feel that, and like, oh, that feels different. So I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do yoga, but there is a more anatomically correct way to do certain things. So think about sitting up high on the sits bones. So the first way, when you're sitting up with your legs most forward, and then I want you to take your hands, put them on your chest, then move your chest back until your core activates, but you're still sitting on the front of your sits bones. Yeah, good. So we'll stay here for a second. You can stay here if you want, if you're tired and I'm working you too hard. Or go ahead and lift your feet up. So either you're holding on to the back of the knees here, pulling those feet in to the body, knees in, boat pose, or maybe you take the full expression, lifting up the legs. And try to stay on the front parts of the sits bones. That's what's hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and release. Cross the feet. Place your hands down. Lift everything up. And then exhale. Come down. We'll do it again. Then go ahead and release. Cross the feet other way. Place the hands down. Lift everything up. And we'll do one more time. This is really hard for me today, guys. I don't know, my core is really sore. But I'm doing it with you, okay? So sitting up, trying to sit up as high on the sits bone as possible. Maybe you're holding on to the back of your knees. Maybe your hands are forward. Maybe you extend your feet all the way. 3, 2, 1. Release. Take a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Down dog. And then from here, we're going to jump so that our feet are outside of our arms. Kind of like a big old squat. I'm going to turn this so you guys can see what's going on here. We're going to play around now. We've done plenty of vinyasas and chaturangas today, so our arms and our shoulders should be nice and warmed up. Actually, first go ahead and come to a yogi squat. Have some fun here. Maybe you can like rock left to right while I explain to you what Bujapidasana is. And we're moving next. So, place your feet forward, take your arms backward. Your elbows are going to bend so that you can make a shelf and that your legs are going to hug onto. Okay, so walk your left foot in front of your right, rock your right foot in front of your right. There we go. So where I'm at right now, I'm going to turn so you can see this. Where I'm at right now, my legs are hugging on top and my elbows are nice and bent. If I squeeze my thighs together, hugging onto my arms, it will keep me balanced and I'll be able to lift my feet off the ground. And then you can just cross your feet together. So squeezing your thighs into your arms. Maybe you float for a little bit, or maybe you don't, or maybe you fall, and that's okay. Just play around with it. If you have questions, throw them in the box and I'll answer them. But I'm going to show you again from the front view and then I'll show you again from the side view. And if you want to give yourself some wrist love, you can do that as well. But play around with it. So I've got my hands shoulder width apart. I've opened my fingers really nice and wide. See how wide my fingers are open? They're not like this. Okay, they're open really wide. I'm going to walk one foot in front, walk the other foot in front. My elbows are nice and bent to make a shelf. And then we're going to cross the feet and maybe lift everything up. Go ahead and release. Come to sit down. Let's do some wrist warm up. Maybe wrist cool down, some wrist love. So make some circles in the wrists here. If you're going one way, switch direction. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. So is there anything that you guys want to work on today? Because we've got a couple other things we can do, but I want to see if there's anything in particular that you want to learn before we keep moving on and playing with more stuff. Oh, I don't know what that means. Okay. Someone's typing random stuff, but it's not really words. Okay, we're just gonna keep moving for a little bit, but let me know if there is something in particular that you want to work on. Oh, it was her foot. Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll do some crow pose. Before we do crow, I know we did a little bit of like wrist warm-upping. And we'll do a little bit more. So take your pointer finger and your thumb and grab onto the space between your wrist, like you're creating space here. And then kind of pull, and then just make some wiggles in the finger. Shoulder pain, neck and shoulder pain. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so neck and shoulder pain. The thing is that everything is connected. We'll do the other side, making a pointer finger and thumb, just kind of squeezing, just opening up that little space there, giving some room, making some circles. Okay, wherever you are, we'll do a little bit of neck and shoulder work. So if you want to stretch your feet, you can sit on your toes like that. Otherwise, just get nice and comfy. We'll take some shoulder rolls. So draw the shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale, bring them down the back. And we'll do this 3 times. Inhaling forward and up, and then exhaling back and down. And after the third one, like really exaggerate these two. We're going to switch directions. So inhaling, bring the shoulders forward and down, and exhaling, bring it back and up. It's kind of counterintuitive, but it's still really nice. And then you can release the shoulders, and we'll take some neck rolls. So being really gentle with it, draw the chin down. And then inhale, maybe you bring left ear to left shoulder. And then exhale, going the other way, just moving really nice and slow. You can go ahead and place your hands down like beside you. I know they've been on your knees. But while you're doing these neck rolls, the next time your left ear gets to your left shoulder, take your left hand and grab onto your right inner elbow so that you can find length from your right ear to your right shoulder. Gently pull that elbow down so you can feel it taking up a little more space, getting a little bit deeper of stretch. Maybe you change positions with your head here just a little bit to feel it out. And then go ahead and release the other way, right shoulder to right ear, gently pulling. Left arm, maybe making different shapes with the head. Remember that the point of yoga is to listen to our body and to tune into our mind, body, and spirit and find that mind, body, spirit connection. Taking just a couple more moments here to play around with any variations that feel good for you in the neck and the shoulder. And then whenever you're done, go ahead and take both arms out like a cactus. Take a nice strong inhale. Take up space. Draw those elbows together at the back. Really you're kind of puffing your chest out, but then hugging your ribs in so that your core is engaged and you're nice and tight. And then go ahead and open out like a T, or like you're about to have a really nice big bear hug. And then cross the right arm on top of the left and hug opposite shoulders. We'll do like a little bit of eagle arms. So when you got your hands hugging opposite shoulders like this, go ahead and activate those shoulders, like actively pull them away from you, and then lift those elbows up to come in line with the body, in line with the chin. You can stay just like this, or you can take the full eagle wrap. So we're taking the full eagle wrap. I want you to make sure that you've got those elbows coming up to be in line with the chin, and then taking those hands a little further away from the face. So this is going to really actively pull those shoulders. See the difference here and here. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Release. Expand. Draw the shoulder blades together at the back. Core engage. And then exhale. Open up wide like a big bear hug. And we're going to just switch opposite direction. Left arm on top of right. Hug opposite shoulder blades together. And lift those elbows up. Take the full expression. So if you can't reach your palms together, it's okay if the back of the hands are together, or if you want to just keep on hugging like this. Whatever is best for you, as long as you, wherever you are, still lifting up those elbows and activating those arms, because it's different. Like this, I'm not really getting as much of a stretch as I am right here, or here, pulling this hand away. Yeah. After that breath, go ahead and release. Take both arms out wide. Then exhale, release. Let's do one more shoulder roll. Inhale, forward and up. And then exhale, back and down. Okay, one more. Inhale, forward and up. And exhale, back and down. Nice. So we're going to take bridge pose now. Let's go ahead and come to lay on your back for a moment. Bring those feet in as close as you can get them, and keep them hip distance apart. We don't want them too wide or too close together. Really grounding in the feet. We're going to press into the ground with our palms. Let me inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. And your gaze should be up. So if you see like you're looking down towards your body, try to lift your chin a little bit. You can stay just like this, or you can kind of hug your shoulders underneath in the back, and then press through the backs of the arms into the ground, lifting your hips up even higher. Keep your core engaged. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Hug knees into chest, rock side to side. Go ahead and rock and roll front to back. We're going to sit in a comfortable cross-legged seat. So we'll take 5 breaths with our hands on our knees, with our thumb and pointer finger together. You can either stay with your legs comfortably crossed, or if you have full lotus in your practice, you can take full lotus. Close your eyes or take your gaze to the point of your nose. With your eyes very, very close to closed. Breathe in through the nose, fill the lungs all the way up. And exhale through the nose. Breathing slow and deep, in and out. And after your 5th breath, you can release the hands, If you have a full lotus wrap, it's going to be a little bit easier. If you have your legs just normal crossed, this will be a little bit more difficult. We're going to take the hands, open the fingers wide like we did in Bujapidasana. Place them down by your sides like we did in Dandasana. And then on the inhale, lift up the legs, lift up the hips for 5 breaths. So we're lifting everything up, breathing here. 1, 2, you got this. 3, 4, try to lift up a little higher. 5, release. Release the feet. Move into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Take up as much space as you'd like. Allow your eyes to close. Your mind may wander, and I will guide you back when it's time. Starting to bring awareness back into the body now. Start making micro movements in the fingers and the toes. And some circles in the wrists and the ankles. And then taking your time, whenever you're ready, just go ahead and roll over onto your right side for a fetal pose. Taking a moment to allow your body to decompress. And leaving some space here for gratitude. With your eyes after closed, you can come up to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Bringing your hands to heart center. When you get there, take a deep breath in. Draw the shoulders up to the ears and then exhale through the mouth. Relaxing back and down. We're going to end the class today with the sound of Om. So breathing in together. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How are your shoulders feeling now? Namaste, yes. How are your shoulders feeling now? I'm glad we got to get that in. You know, a lot of people hold their stress in their shoulders. So something that you can do throughout the day, like I noticed for me, like when I was sitting in traffic and stuff, my shoulders would just be so tight. Just do some shoulder rolls throughout the day to let that just really relax it and like open up, creating space here. Because a lot of our stress is held in our shoulders. And if we can try to keep this like calm, it helps. And your posture. Yeah, it's all just practice, you know, drawing those shoulders back. It keeps your chest kind of open and like back down. Like this is kind of exaggerated, so that's like a lot, but you know. Cool. Well, I'm so happy that you were able to join me. Everybody who's on here, nobody else is saying anything, but I love you, Katie, sending you lots of love. And I'm glad that your shoulders are feeling a little better. Yay. Happy Friday. I'll be here same time, same place next week. Announcements. Hearts and smiley faces to you too. Yay. Announcements. So I've got a really awesome, fun Mega Money Manifestation Challenge next week, September 1st, September 2nd, and September 3rd. I'm going to add the link to this YouTube video so that you can sign up. What it basically is, it's a free challenge. It'll be 3 days, and you'll learn the 3 key steps that you need to know in order to manifest mega motherfucking money. So that's that. I'm really excited about it. I hope you join me. And it's going to take place in my Facebook group. You'll get all the information when you sign up and you click the link that I'm going to leave you today. What else? That's it. If you feel called to give me a love donation, my Venmo is Pakaloki or something like that. And I'll put that in the comment thing below too. I love you guys. Happy Friday. Woo-hoo. See you later next week, same time, same place. And I'm teaching, one more thing. And I'm teaching on Mondays now in person at Firefly, which is in Ocoee at 8 a.m. So if you're up early and in the area, come flow with me. Bye for now.